Hi, this is Frank Nad. We're going on to another exercise that we've done in the past. First of all, let's go back to the pen. We start with the pen, dip it in the water, wipe it off, shake it one time, tap it on the back, and we're ready to go. In this case, where we drew the building, and what we want to do is just add certain elements to the house. In this case, we're adding a tree in the background. Using the details that you've from the past, we're here. You pick out one of these exercises, and then using that for, in this case, where we have a evergreen. You remember the little strokes that we had, little round strokes. They went like this. Okay, so that's what we're doing, using that round stroke to do that. Now, what we want to do is, and remember the light source coming in from here, so on the other side, so it would be a little lighter, like so. Now, what we want to do is, in the back here, we want to show some clouds. So what we're doing is just little marks in here, again, using some of the strokes that you used in your exercise on here. And then if you go a little bit lightly, there will be a little lighter tone on here. So let's do like a section of the house using what we call like doing it in a sketchy form or doing it in a mechanical form. In this case, let's start out with a sketchy form. And in the sketchy form, what we're doing is doing everything freehand, not using any mechanical tools to make a straight line. And here you're just going straight, and then the vertical lines. Again, using one of the exercises that you did in the past. Remember, the light's coming in here, so we put little shadows in here, just kind of darkening this thing up. And then we want to put, like, say, at the bottom here, again, we're putting brick. So we just show an indication of brick, just an indication. Where we have the side of the house, we want to just and that brings out the side of the house. Now, for a little contrast, we put a little black in the windows here. We put a little tone in here. I mean, say we can put the little evergreen in here, shadows, etc. That's pretty much the sketchy version of it. Now, if we want to do the mechanical version of it, you use a straight edge, as we would call it, okay? And all the lines would be exactly straight because we're using a straight edge to do all of this. In this case, where we have it on the top, it's all straight. We want to put the brick, again, remember the perspective we used in the past. And all of these lines should come to this particular dot. And it's all done mechanically. Now, let's just highlight, say, the brick. I mean, here, what we have is brick. Let's just say, because it's sketchy, we're using used brick. Okay, so we draw it all freehand. And then to emphasize it, to bring it out, we put a little dark, which would be like in the mortar. And brick is kind of rough, so we put little holes like so. Again, do not bear down on the pen, very lightly. Let's go back to the mechanical brick here, where everything is with a straight line, and then again, this line would be straight. And then using one of the exercises that we did in the past. I mean, here you can use straight lines, you could use just about any line, just scratchy little lines or so to emphasize the brick on here. Now, what we want to do is just for a little bit of contrast, we take another pen, which is the 6-aught pen. We add like 50% water to the cartridge, which is here. 50%, so that kind of softens up the color. Shaking it a little bit, wiping it off, tapping it on the back, and if you could pick this up It's just real, very, very light gray lines. And that gives you a little gray tone. And again, as we do, say, the clouds, again, you can do it with little circles. But if you notice the gray here against the solid, and that gives you just a little bit of contrast. We can do the same thing here. Watch, where we have the straight line. But again, it's just going over it and practicing. The most important thing is practicing everything you do. It's just pick out a simple house again. You can do it in various versions on here, like we did the box on here. Now, for all your art supplies, you can look at this and go into this email here and order any of your art supplies. Thank you very much.